Hi, it's Dee back again. One of the biggest questions that I get asked by my clients is, why is mindset so important to for weight loss? Well, I'm here today to explain why. So first of all, to change your weight, you must first change your mind. And one of the most important factors that influences weight loss success is actually your attitude. So it's whether or not you believe that you can do it, okay? Whether you can keep on believing it and believing that you can make the changes that you need to in order to lose the weight. And you have to actually feel that it's worthwhile and that the effort is actually worth doing. Why? Because what you think, this affects how you feel, okay? Your emotions are the key regulator for everything. It's almost like if you can master your emotions, that's the holy grail for success. And your emotions in turn affect the actions that you take. So the best way that I can describe a positive mindset is getting your head straight about food and weight. It's not something that people find easy to do. We all think that we need another diet or another exercise plan. We need to get our head sorted. And from all of the years that I've spent working with clients with weight loss and eating problems, and from my own experiences with my hearing loss, I truly know and believe that mindset is the key to success. So here are 3 steps that you can take, or strategies that you can put in place to help you take control of that, okay? And the first thing is understanding why you eat, okay? So when I ask people what prompts them to eat, hunger doesn't usually hit top of the list. If it's even on the list, it's pretty far down. Most of us struggle in today's society, because food is so abundant. Most of us struggle to actually remember what real hunger is, okay? It's everywhere, okay? And its constant presence makes it so hard for us to control what we eat, especially if it brings you comfort or joy. So if you've ever found yourself in the fridge or the biscuit tin, even though you've recently eaten, you know that hunger isn't the issue, okay? More than likely it's some type of negative emotion. So maybe you're feeling angry, maybe you're lonely, maybe you're sad, maybe you're depressed, stressed. You could be bored. Boredom is a huge one, okay? So whatever it is, it's a habit that's triggered the food, the desire for food. So the urge to eat therefore becomes automatic. You feel that you lack willpower. You feel like you're out of control. So learning to eat in response to something is actually a learned behavior, okay, or a conditioned response. Over time, this is what you've adapted to, and you've learned how to cope with certain situations. A bit like Pavlov's dogs. If you've ever heard of that story, he rang a bell every time he fed them, and from then on, they got used to that whenever the bell rang, food time was coming, so they were going to start salivating in order to prepare for the meal, okay? So because this is not hungry eating, this eating as a trigger, okay? It's learned. The good news is that you can reprogram your response to the situations or the feelings that trigger it. How? Well, the first step is to identify when these urges strike, okay? So when you find yourself at the fridge, when you find yourself in the biscuit tin, and you know that you're not hungry, ask yourself, why do I want to eat? What am I feeling? If you aren't sure, think back to what was happening before you felt the urge, okay? Then ask yourself, is there another way to make you feel better without food? Or could you even have like an internal conversation with your urge to eat, telling it that you aren't actually hungry, and it's just a response that you've learned. Whatever strategy you choose, the more often that you break the pattern of eating when you're not hungry, the weaker that hold becomes. So the second strategy is to practice positive self-talk. So how many of you look in the mirror and actually hate what you see? Okay, so when you look in the mirror, do you talk to yourself and say either of the following? I'll never be slim. I've only lost a measly half a stone in about 4 weeks. I broke my diet last night. I might as well just give up. Or do you look at the mirror and do you look at yourself and say, hell, this is going well. That half a stone I've lost, it's really made a difference. I enjoyed my treat last night and I'm really looking forward to watching the next half stone disappear. Which one are you? Both of these are examples of self-talk, automatic thoughts. okay, our inner dialogue, and it's what we're constantly talking to ourselves about. So our inner dialogue influences how we feel and act. Self-talk can be positive, like a guardian angel, or it can be negative, like that devil on your shoulder. Okay, so if you've been battling with your weight for years, if it's been an on-off battle, it's more than likely that you've been having a conversation with that devil on your shoulder. So self-talk that says that you're hopeless, that can make you feel like a failure, can then actually trigger the action of overeating or indulging in the habit that you're trying to break. And in the end up, you give up trying because you think that there's no point. So one of the most powerful things about self-talk is that the last thoughts that we say to ourselves are what stays in our mind. So if we think, I look fat, or I am fat, or I'll never be slim, these feelings stay with us. So listen out for your self-talk, recognize that it's happening, keep a food and a feelings diary. That really helps. Keep it even for 24 hours if you don't think you can commit. So then turn all your negative talk into a positive version of the same events. So reshaping negative self-talk helps you to change your self-definition from someone who says, I can't lose weight, or what's the point, to yes, I can. And when you believe you can, you actually can. So the last strategy, I'm keeping you back a bit here, but the last strategy is to really choose what you want to eat. So this is like putting the brakes on everything. It also helps you to manage your non-hungry eating response and weakens its hold over you. So basically every time you pick something up, okay, ask yourself, do you really want to eat that food in front of you? So this is making a conscious choice, weighing up the pros and the cons of making that choice and feeling free to have it, reject it, or just eat a smaller portion. Remembering that all of the while that you can eat this food at any other time if you want to. You're not saying no, you're just choosing not to have it at that moment in time if that's what you've chosen. Hope you found this helpful.